show you the front. Good looking place. We started with the pole barn. So we talked about the moisture staining up top there. I think got a little leakage going on. Open wire splice. So that light, which has a broken bulb. Not ground fault protected, and it's just kind of hanging there. Got water. Termites. Just, no, I couldn't see back in all that junk.
Right.
And then some more signs of moisture. More termites at the back. And so that wire is wired to a breaker, and it is on.
Okay.
So be careful with that. And I'm just not sure what that's going to. Might ask them about that, maybe the electric fence or something. So all those knockouts need to be, blanked out. You should be able to stick your fingers in there. Nice rod. And then nothing's labeled. And then all of these are open, no non-slip connectors. That's why it's getting rusty in there. All those should be plugged up as well. And mixed grounds and neutrals. Anytime you leave your main and you go to a sub, you should have all your white neutrals on one, all your bare grounds on the other. We're pretty rusty. There's the scorching on our ground wire I talked about. And then double tapped here and at the one on the other side. And then, so too much sheathing. Well, I'm getting picky. You should only have about 6 inches of that in the box. You should see the wires. Another terminated wire. I wasn't sure what that was all about. That light wouldn't come on. There's the mold right there at the left front if you're facing the front door. Okay. And I would put some gutters on it, put the water out in the way, and somebody hit it there too. That door is kind of getting stuck in the mud. I think once you cleaned it out, it seemed to want to roll.
Yeah, I couldn't open it either. I didn't know what was in the line.
The roof looked good, and just a lot of holes in the siding, what have you. You want to seal all that up so you don't have wind-driven rain getting in, depending on what you're going to do out there. So 20-degree difference between supply and return. Any issues with that at all. Pretty dirty on the coil, so just take a garden hose and blow it from the inside out. Clean that out of there. Freon lines are nice. Nice safety disconnect. No issues there. Just beat up there at the front left corner. Ground contact, no weepos, kind of stuff. Not too concerned. There's what I'm talking about. The piece of kick-out flashing to direct that water away so it's not running down there. Walks were all good. Stoop was good. And that loose railing on the front. All of it. And that won't trip off. Not bad. Loose downspout. So I don't know, man. To me, you got kids.
No.
I'd be worried about a 4 or 5 year old kid trucking across there, falling in the water. There's some kind of railing or something around it. I don't know. Right. It's not the frost-free type, so you want to shut that off or switch it out for frost-free at some point. A lot of vegetation there at that corner, coming around the right side. So that whole ground, when we get up here, really starts diving towards the basement. So I'd do some backfilling, maybe some window wells around the windows there, so you can backfill against it, keep the water directed away. Okay. Like right here, it's almost half-million retaining rings. Just the lintels are getting really rusty, so knocking it down with a wire brush, Rust-Oleum is good paint to make them last a little longer. Gable vents on either end. That's your radon device. No cap on the chimney, and that, and we'll see up top here in a second, that clay towel liner is cracked. I took a shot down inside of it. You'll see it for the first time, or I'll see it for the first time with you here. So with that being cracked, so, if you're going to burn it down there, yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, so our patio looks like it's, cracked up pretty good and settled, and it's kind of directing the water this way. You talked about this right here. I think the whole backyard's got a slight slant towards the house. So worst case scenario, you might want to do a little swell or something, try to catch it and divert it away. So this piece right here, because it's cracked and settled, it's really kind of diving towards the house there. That's the back door. It's moisture damage, not termites. Wouldn't trip off, not bad. Cosmetic dings on the bay window. It's your intake and exhaust for the furnace. Okay with that. Nice underground electrical service. I'm not sure what that. Oh, it's gonna be your hot water heater. Okay. And so a lot of caulking there. Be careful with that. And I could not get the handle to turn. It's stuck. Okay. LP tank regulator valve looked good. The tank itself looked good. So I think you got about 45%, 50% maybe in there. The garage side, same thing. Main door. And so this has all been doctored up.
It sure has.
So I just silicone around all the gaps around the doors and windows. Gutter's fairly clean. You see a lot of the granule loss up there. So I'm guessing 10 years, maybe less on these shingles. It's hard to judge these, especially when they're wet. At the kick out there, as it come across the back of above the bay window, got some sealant applied there, so you want to keep that fresh. A couple of nail pops on the very end caps on that side. If you're facing the front door, would be the right, and then they should use galvanized nails. I see this all the time. So the nails start rusting because they're not galvanized, and then they've shot some silicone over them, but it's worn off. And then I don't know what that cable is all about, but you know, the wind's blowing it back and forth and rubbing the granules, so I get that off there. And so the crown's cracked up, a little crack in the liner itself. Flashing looked okay. That's looking down inside of it. It's another little crack there. So depending on what you do with it.
So we could use it for gas, but not
Yeah.
a wood.
I would, you know, if you're gonna use it for wood, I'd get a chimney sweep out here and have you replace that liner or whatever.
Okay.
Another cap at the very top of the bay window there. It's exposed fastener. Couldn't really see much along that wall because of all the storage stuff. But the overhead door worked fine. Got the light beams for the safety reverse. The front cover's missing off the opener, and then missing the cover plate there in the ceiling. Drywall tape's loose. That's common. Garage, nice fire rated door into the house. Not ground fault protected out there. So the refrigerator that sits right there looks like a little mold or mildew going on the wall there. It's probably from it being there, not being able to breathe. And I just could not get to that window. The other window worked fine though. I may not want to replace those. I don't know. Up top, nice engineered trusses all look good. OSB plywood all checked out. Structurally, I didn't see any issues. Insulated really well, blown in fiberglass. I went all the way back to the other side, and that's where I'm seeing the chimney. That's the daylight I'm talking about, like where the chimney meets there. So it's probably silicone shining through. Back to the garage. I went to shut the door and it seemed like somebody must have got mad. This is the wall right there. It looks like a me move. 63 at the return and 43 at supply. So AC is awesome. Digital stat was all good. Pretty good gap under the front door. Weather stripping there. You might want to do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then those lights for the steps didn't come on. Like won't bulge, but you want to be sure. And then no smoke detector down there while I'm thinking about it. So Goodman, and again, it's comfort maker for the AC, so just want to be sure about that compatibility. No condensate leakage looking like anything showed up. Flue pipe goes all the way out, looks good. So we're not insulated on our ductwork. That's why you're sweating in that finished area. Gas line, all black steel, no issues there. Filter's good and clean. It's down on the right-hand side at the bottom. We can switch that out. Automatic draft was nice and quiet. All the other components look good. Blower motor is fairly clean, but it just never would fire. So just briefly, kind of like short cycling. So I really think it's.
So you think it just has air in it?
I think it's air and moisture in the line. But I'll put it in there as the fact that it wouldn't fire and tell me one HVAC guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just hire an HVAC guy to come out and service it.
Clean, make sure there's an operating order.
They would hire somebody to do it, I guess, or
it's totally up to you. Personally, I've been telling everybody this recently because you know how the housing market is, and any contractor that's worth their salt is booked out. Right. So you're better off, I think, to negotiate price, and then you get people who you know like and trust to do the work because for all you know, it's Uncle Bob, a 6-pack of beer.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So one thing that would help you with this furnace, you're not conditioning that basement. There's no registers down there. So if you ever go to finish it out or you're going to remodel down there, you'd want this to come from the outside. That's your intake. So right now you're pulling. If you put heat source down there now, you're taking the air that you pay to heat up and sucking it back out through this for the carbon monoxide. So just remember that when you go to do your thing down there, that you take the intake to the outside. Okay.
I'm going to document that.
My report will say the intake's at the unit. Yeah.
Okay.
But really, it's not an issue as long as you're not trying to heat that area.
I just mean so we'll remember it. If we
it'll be in the report. It'll be a maintenance improvement item. Yeah. 40-gallon ream. Didn't have any issues with it. It just kind of looks like it's got some age on it.
Mm-hmm.
All the connections look good. I take that back. I do automatic draft. That's got a little motor that's forcing the carbon dioxide out. Where the pressure relief valve pipe comes down, there's some staining on the floor that tells me it's blown off once or twice. We'll see that here in a second. And then that was that. And then I had some pretty questionable plumbing there. It's right in front of that hot water heater. Your drain line's coming out. Got 2 spots right there. It looks like they used a whole jar of plumber's putty. 2 of them like that. So nothing leaking. And then your main water shut off. You guys see that? The gun room's right there. So the main shut off's right in front of you. Kill the whole house. Copper throughout for your plumbing. There's your radon thing working. And I couldn't get in there at that time. And there's a smoke detector there. It's laying there. It needs to be put back in place. That's right above right as you go into the gun room.
Yeah.
Right. Stick lumber throughout, plywood subfloor, little crack in the floor there, common stuff. Nice big steel girder down the center. There's your mold, a couple spots. Back in behind there, some mouse poop. There's our water crack, water entry. Insulated all the way around. That's nice. Just cover shots there. That door didn't latch when you go into that unfinished room. Open junction box, and then there's the other crack right there.
Right.
I'll get a picture of it here in a minute. Drywall on the back of the steps to be smart. Still valley columns all looked really good. There's our main line. So
He said
Let's
that I
see.
just got a text. They said the sewer's out for the Corydon.
Okay.
And it was last pumped in February this year.
Nice. Okay. So you're good, man. I, you
Yeah.
know, you have any issues with that. So that light's got a short in it.
Mhm.
First, I thought it was just a bad baluster.
Yeah.
Then when I walked over and I plugged my receptacle tester into the receptacle, it came on. And when I unplugged it, it went off. So I got a short in there somewhere. So I'll be writing that up. Missing ceiling tile. Open ground, that's a receptacle on the gun wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right there.
Yeah.
Just cover shots and then all of the, again, I guarantee there's ductwork up above all that
Right.
crap. So it's recessed back in the wall. No smoke detector. Reverse polarity, and it's that one. And then the one that fell out of the wall. And then nothing's hooked up there, so I couldn't tell you anything about it. Save you a lot of money though if you use it. And then if you're not going to use that, let's get a proper cap. You definitely
Not a
ought to get a
plastic
rain
bucket.
cap up there regardless because you're going to have rain coming through that. You know?
Right.
Yeah. And then there's your little spot in the wall. I'll say something about possible moisture entry just to cover you if you want to have it checked out. I really don't think so. And so there's, see, that's your pressure relief valve pipe coming down. You can see where it's blown off once or twice before. So it's got hot.
What causes
Same
that?
thing. Overheating.
Like, what can you do to prevent it from doing
Yeah,
that? 'Cause
get a
that's-
new hot water.
Really?
Yeah, because you know when you get this much age in them, when they any hot water here that's got the yellow sticker on it, that's Mr. Reagan did that to us back in his day, and so they made them much more efficient, but they only last about half as long, about 7, 8 years. Have a hot water here, it used to be about 15.
Okay.
So there's that crack again, water entry, and then our laundry was nice, no issues there. Hookups look good.
That in the laundry where it ducks out. Where does that duck out to? On the side of the house here?
So it's going to be one of those on the back right there, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it just
there's
runs under
something-
the floor in the basement, comes out
I'd say it
there.
goes through the floor and then right out through the baseboard because we're right there at the back of the wall. All right. No water to the
Sink?
laundry tub in there, right? And then you're going to see this again under this sink, but I would get rid of that. I mean, they're just designed to catch everything that goes down the drain.
Or is that the trap? Traps?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
All right, hall bath was nice, ground fault protected. The stopper didn't work. Other than that, filler tube just starting to drip out of the top a little bit, so keep an eye on that. And good pressure everywhere. And then we made it to our panel box. GNS is the name brand. Nothing's labeled. It's written on the studs beside it. And 200 amp copper service coming in, 200 amp main. They really frown on running your circuit wires in front of your mains, but don't worry about it. And then the double taps. That's the biggest thing in there. Get those straightened out. Nice good ground. And then the master bath, the door doesn't latch, so I'm going to adjust the striker plate. Good pressure again, no issues with any of that. And that filler tube's it's starting to leak pretty good. They're $12, $15. You can switch it out. And then, so I seen mice turds in the other one, seen mice turds here.
In the tubs?
No, beside the commode. Yeah. Good pressure. A little noisy on the exhaust fan.
Yeah, they are noisy.
I just
Agreed.
didn't mess with that window. I didn't mess with any of them after you said that. No smoke detectors in the bedrooms. It's out in the hallway. And all that laminate flooring in the bedrooms, the hall back through there is pretty squeaky and kind of level. Poor installation, I think. Fogged windows, squeaky. Smokes in the hall. No door in the closet. Squeaky again. Fogged window again. And it wouldn't lock and wouldn't open. So
Oh, it wouldn't open either.
hallway was okay. And another one, they're all painted shut. Dining area, missed the cover plate. Kitchen, good pressure. And this is jacked up. So we've got
Oh my
one,
gosh.
2 traps, and plus this accordion thing, and then this is an S trap. So we don't use S traps anymore because they create suction and all the water pulls out and you get sewer gases back in here. And then we trapped it again, so we're double trapped and this accordion thing. So my guess would be that one time they had a secondary pipe coming up off, like they had a T there, so you had a separate trap for each bowl, and then they did away with that and ended up combining them together. So that's a big no. Okay, and then slice turns back here too. And then there's our burnt cabinet. Those are your pictures.